Two of these drafts, we have Team Liquid, a lot of global presence. You know, having this Dawnbreaker, having Spectre. I'll be honest with you, Gary.
Yeah.
Kind of expected that Ana would play Spectre here.
Yeah.
You know, you were calling for it.
It's like Ember, Spectre, please.
Give me one of those two. And yeah, looks good, but on a lot of cooldowns on their side.
Tomato already down to half HP, and even lower, he's gonna die. First blood's gonna come straight out for Liquid, and Ana's the one to get it. What a return to the pro scene for him.
You could not ask for a better start. I mean, they just got him a first blood. He's using the courier already, bringing some tangos for himself. Not gonna go for anything greedy this time around.
Yeah, just get that extra bit of regen. He also got Circlet, Magic Stick quelling, and get a bit more of that regen as well. As Liquid set themselves up after that double team, basically 5-man smoke from both sides, collapsing into the river, but Liquid getting that upper hand early days. And they had a very flexible draft all the way through as well, right? We were thinking, you were calling for the Wyvern mid, we weren't sure where any of these heroes were going, and in the end, it does end up being that Mickey Wyvern in the mid lane. A bit of a scrap down the bottom rune. Insania charging forward with the box in Ana, coming back in towards Moon Meander. Oh, they're going to get the body blocks from Bryle. Beautifully done.
That was such a nice play from Insania going in. Dawnbreaker, level 1, level 2, like level 3. This hero deals insane amount of damage. You have a stun, like coming out from position 5, and your carry is off to a really good start. And look what Ana's building. He's like, I didn't check what the new builds are. I'm just going to go do my own style. I'm going to get that Blade Mail. I mean, it's a decent Blade Mail game against Tiny, against Keeper of the Light, even Terrorblade. Historically, it's a good matchup for Terrorblade against Spectre, because I don't know if they have enough burst, and we're talking about like BKB piercing abilities as well later on. The only one that they got is pretty much Wyvern ulti, and I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, because Terrorblade will get sundered. They do have like 2 saves. They're not typical saves, but having Nightmare and also having Tiny Toss is something that could change things around.
Yeah, get that TP out of trouble. Something they're definitely going to have to look towards, right? You mentioned the global presence from Liquid. They've got the ability to set up with, you know, Blink Ravage, the Winter's Curse, even Marcy just running in and disposing someone can cause issues for TSM. So they've got plenty of heroes who kind of want to play from Fog or like to play that surprise game. You want to smoke with Bane, you want to play in the trees as the Kotl, jump with the Tiny with that Blink Dagger as an element of surprise. That's what Liquid are going to be very good at, is reacting, responding to those initiations from TSM with the reset tools the panel was talking about.
Absolutely. Like they have 2 like probably best abilities. I mean, we can add Elder Titan, which is not a popular hero right now, or a Shaker, but having Tidehunter and Wyvern to be able to counter initiate, and also bringing numbers with the Dawnbreaker ulti, another one of those abilities that can turn things around, and coming in with the Spectre. It's going to be difficult, but as we said, it's going to be cooldown dependent, so they're going to need to take fights like every 2 minutes.
So do you think this is very much an indication that Liquid want to slow the pace of the game and kind of build Ana up here, first game of the tournament? Because they seem like a very reactive team. Not necessarily one that wants to go out. You know, their lack of stuns is maybe an indication of that as well. They're not a ganking squad, right? They are reacting to what TSM will be bringing to the table rather than making their own moves.
Absolutely. They don't have that like classic initiator. It's difficult to also curse into, like they don't have that setup, like curse into Dispose, curse into Starbreaker doesn't seem as strong. I'm looking mostly at the mid lane, how this is going to go. Tiny, super strong mid laner. Vryle has been on point with his gameplay, I'd say even in the last year and a half. Every single game he plays, he just keeps getting better and better. Dubu, a bit of a turnaround potential there with the stick.
And Zai taking a beating up top as well. Terrorblade, of course, does pack a punch. And Tomato will be looking for a bit of vengeance after losing his life as that first blood. Currently sitting at 5 CS. So TSM so far doing very well with all 3 of their cores top of the board. And yeah, just that point about Bryle. I've seen this a lot, you know, from them when they were Undying, now with TSM. They love these little snipe picks where, you know, Bryle has an amazing hero pool, but they love taking heroes away from their opponents. Oh, they get him. Down he goes. Zai, oh, he's going to lose his life. No, he's not. Boxy just disposes the Terrorblade back. And Zai, hiding in the tree, is going to be perfectly fine unless Tomato can get a couple of hits and he went back to die.
If he can get a return kill, that's going to be pretty big. Do we have a jump?
Rebound. What's he got left? He's got a bit of mana regen with a mango and a stick, but he doesn't want to keep going for it. Metamorphosis too much to handle.
sitting at 10 armor on Terrorblade. Those right clicks early on, especially from a hero like Marcy, is not gonna do the trick. Saberlight bottom.
Yeah, Anna and Insania just battering into this Night Stalker, but he's pretty tanky, right? Lots of armor, so after the magic damage is dealt, he's able to withstand most of that damage coming from Liquid. But yeah, they love picking Braille, these heroes, to steal a hero away from their opponent mid laner. Like they did it, like TI with Storm Spirit, they would steal it away from Fnatic. Now Tiny, of course, we were really excited to see a Mickey Tiny as he's been popping off recently with that. Giving it to Braille, of course, going to be a great play there for TSM. Zai contesting. Beats away the Terrorblade.
There's always going to be a kill threat on this DB, especially if they keep him at like 70% HP. With, I mean, minus armor is okay. I mean, you still play into Terrorblade, but there's decent amount of magical damage that can come out.
Especially as the game develops, you know, get that Witchblade on the Wyvern as well. Some good ways to deal with a TB. They are still going to be relying on those big ultis. Saberlight getting battered now by Insania. Great, just aggressive move forward onto that NS. It seems like Liquid here, in this laning stage, they really are just bullying TSM, spamming out their spells, winning out these regen trades. We've got a lot of tanky heroes. You don't want to be fighting into a Dawnbreaker, Tidehunter, Spectre, naturally tanky and able to withstand a lot of that early pressure.
Yeah, they're playing very aggressively on the lanes, and now Insania bottom trying to pull the lane back. Dawnbreaker as a support does consume a lot of mana. He's buying a stick. Seems like he's gonna go back to base, trying to keep up with the Courier. Courier a bit too speedy.
Should be able to mount the Courier, jump on its back and speed home. Give us a mount in Dota 2 as Mickey getting tossed around. Will fly over a little cliff there. Still had stick and fairy fire, so very unlikely he was going to drop.
Insania might need to TP mid and refill his bottle because Ana on the bottom's full HP, so Mickey, they're playing around him, like they're trying to shut him down, and this is not that good of a matchup for Wyvern, where he, like, you don't have enough right-click damage to be able to... Oh, I'll shut up. Let's see what happens here.
He's doing a lot of damage into Boxy, and yeah, over-aggression now from Liquid. Metamorphosis came back up, so Terrorblade's able to fight back.
It's a bit of a difficult matchup for Wyvern. You can't match Tiny's farm, because Tiny just has much more damage compared to you. Bottom, Moon.
Good silence. Saberlight stops the Starbreaker from coming out in the first place. And I guess Wyvern not very good at clearing small camp either, is she? Very much focused on the lane itself.
It's a lot of mana, because you use 135 mana just on level 3 to be able to clear the small camp, and the first one doesn't even get hit, so you still need to do right clicks, and you just don't have enough damage, pretty much. Yeah, you need to stay in the lane and get the XP. Now on bottom, TSM, FTX, they will start to put a bit more pressure.
It's nighttime!
It is nighttime. I mean, do they want this to be nighttime or daytime? They have a guy called Saber Light, and they also have Keeper of the Light.
Well, yeah, there's also the ban on Luna, right? They don't want that double nighttime, but Boxy is rotated down to bottom, looking to make some action, and find a pick on to Moon Meander. That's nice to see from Boxy. He's been a real great player transitioning into this position 4. Honestly, his Dawnbreaker, his Marcy have been spot on, and very good at rotating into these lanes to offer the kill threat and alleviate some of that pressure from some of his core players as well.
Tomato is using that info because Boxy showed bottom, and now he's getting levels, being level 6 on the Terrorblade because he got that one kill alone. It's pretty good. I mean, just getting the levels on Terrorblade, because he will soon probably be pressured out of the lane, and then you can go with the levels into the jungle. On the bottom lane, they're trying to keep up with the pressure that Team Liquid is doing. Night Stalker's only level 4, a bit under-leveled.
Yeah, it's been rough. His Kotl hasn't really given him that safeguard, because Moon Meander just keeps getting jumped straight back in onto the Kotl, and you're not speedy enough to slip away from Liquid, who are now making up a tri-lane down bottom. What's that lane like if TB's left alone, if Bane wants to try and transition out of this top lane? Will Tide start edging out, the TB coming out on top?
They want levels on Tidehunter. He was also a bit under-leveled, and now he's keeping up. 35 CS, same CS as Wyvern from the mid lane. Like, I also want to see what happens when Bryle starts to make rotations. He also found a really good item. Tumbler's Toy on Tiny gives you mana, gives you ability to close the gap. One of the better, if not the best tier 1 item in my opinion.
Yeah, go straight on top of some of these heroes and bring them down with your combo. Saberlight now backed up by Dubu, so they do move that Bane down towards the bottom lane. Now, it looks like Kotl's sitting in behind mid as well, so TSM kind of setting up this with this defensive bunker around some of these core heroes in the mid and the bot lane. It looks like Tiny wants to get a little more active though as they smoke down towards bot. Liquid, I don't see Bryle. He's hiding and waiting. Nightmare comes out. Insane, you're going to have it transferred across to the Marcy. Getting blown up though. And TSM bring the full force. The 4 men into this bottom jungle and chasing in towards Insania.
Nicely timed by Saberlight to be able to silence him and gonna get another one. Dubu gets the double kill. I mean, it's good for Dubu, but you would want to give it to either Tiny or you want to give it to Night Stalker.
Got money for boots now. There we go.
All abilities pretty much for Team Liquid are available. All 3 big ultis. We're talking about Wyvern, who does have haste in the bottle, and also Tidehunter getting the solo levels. Tide's going to be very difficult to pressure out of the lane. And if you look at what Zai decided to go for, it's 4 points in Kraken Shell. Like, this guy's not dying. It's super defensive.
It's incredibly tanky. And onto Tomato they go. He does have Sunder leveled. They are going to ravage him, though, and he can't get it off. Down goes the Terrorblade. Maybe should have left the lane a little bit earlier, but a dive onto tier 1 onto Moon Meander now. Ana going to come in with a Haunt, and a Slate will arrive. Moon Meander down and out, and this tier 1 tower, not long for this world.
This is the power of Team Liquid's lineup, being able to fight every 2-3 minutes, especially on like a Spectre level 1 ulti. It's literally 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be very, you know, like it's probably the longest cooldown in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Is there Black Hole? Is Black Hole higher?
It's definitely one of, right? It's like top 3 longest cooldown. I mean, Wraith King's ulti is super long as well at level 1.
Yeah, I think it was 200. And now in the bottom lane,
Night Stalker, Dark Ascension. But like you said, Zai has these Kraken Shell points all skilled up, so they'll turn and face into Mika instead, getting the mid laner a much juicier kill.
Some tips coming in. I don't think you can kill this Tidehunter. He doesn't even have any magic resistance. Let's see.
I know he's got no Ravage.
Full combo.
I'll go into the back lines instead. On Insania, Avalanche stunned. Saberlight and Brawl making the absolute perfect read there, knowing, understanding, like you said, they can't go on the Tide. Find the supports, rather. There's a lot of room for Ana, though, who went up top, got involved with some kills, got the tower, and now gets that free farm all along that lane. But how important are these moves for TSM? Because looking at these drafts and thinking about how this game's going, it feels incredibly important for them to pick up the tempo.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, TSM, they are making the moves. They are 1k gold ahead. They did lose a tower, but they got something in return. I think TSM has pretty good understanding like when they need to mirror the movement of the enemy team and just when they need to decide to fight and where. Also, this is something that has been like relatively popular lately. We're talking about the Night Stalker item build, not going for Shard anymore, but instead going for the Aghanim Scepter build to be able to have AoE Void, which is pretty good, and also another mini stun. It's most importantly, yeah, it's just an ability to stay on top of the network with the Night Stalker.
All right, keep on scaling. Whenever you've got a hero with a passive like Hunter in the Night, something like that, where you are a right-click physical damage dealer or can build into one, having some kind of farming tool always feels incredibly good. As it looks like it's Liquid's turn to go for a smoke play.
One thing we didn't mention is Keeper of the Light using Chakra Magic on Terrorblade to be able to lower the cooldown on his real ulti. We're talking about the meta here.
Yeah, give him a way better uptime on it. On TSM, a long move up towards top. They see Ana. Haunt on cooldown for 15 seconds. Liquid, they know something's not quite right here, and Zai's TP top will reveal that smoke move and give Ana the safety he required. Still potential for them to move forward, take control of this top jungle again, but they are under dire vision. Well placed by Dubu to keep tabs on them as Bryle Chucks the combo onto them, the grip there as well. Ravage from Zai, and the Horde comes in. They're focusing down the Bane. Will get the pick up there. Brile stuck. Starbreaker landed. Good damage onto them with a Keep of the Light blast, but it's not enough. They can't turn that fight. Not without their TB, who is nowhere to be seen.
Every single time their ulti is, they are available, they will definitely go for these pickoffs. And this is also a fight without Wyvern ulti. When they grouped up, pretty good Ravage from Zai to be able to hit all 4 of them, actually. And yeah, the global presence coming up from Spectre, revealing where they are. And the turnaround protection from Dawnbreaker is pretty nuts. Like, DSM doesn't have that much burst potential. If Tiny is shut down, if he uses his combo, like the damage output from their heroes is pretty limited. Unless they're sitting inside the blast, the Night Stalker goes Sam. Because Terrorblade right now, he's a completely different hero than Spectre. Like, he wants to be able to farm his items, while Spectre will always join. Whenever the Haunt is available, she's going to be looking for the fights.
Yeah, he is looking for that critical mass, perfect item timing. When the Manta's done, he can be that. Almost burst damage, physical right-click attacks coming in the long drawn-out fight, and there is that replay back. Beautiful Ravage from Zai, and that Starbreaker connecting. Unfortunately, Saberlight couldn't quite get there with the silence. But you're right, when Liquid are there with numbers, they are all together grouped up.
It's easy math, Gary. 4 heroes / 5 heroes are much stronger than 3 heroes.
Today I learned.
It depends which 3 heroes we're talking about, but usually it is like that.
That's a good generalization. And Dubu trying his best here to drag out his inevitable death. Tiny arriving, doesn't get a pick with his combo, and now might have put himself in harm's way. Marcy looking to unleash a bit of damage on him.
They saw the Chakra Magic. They're going to respect another Tiny combo. He's looking for it. He might burst Zai.
It's so scary, isn't it? This Chakra onto TB, Chakra onto Tiny, the continual damage output that they can offer. They don't have vision high ground, but they're still making the move up here. Straight on to Boxy.
Brawl was thinking about going in and killing... Oh, Curse Top.
And there's Saberlight.
Will drop.
Yeah, Ana helped out by Mickey. They did have vision in that bottom jungle from TSM. That's how they made the jump in onto the Marcy. So I stand corrected there as they toss the Tide now. Zai gonna have the Solar Guardian arriving, so he's safe and sound. Still that threat though. Nothing's easy for Liquid. They are perpetually being offered these engagements from TSM.
Yeah, but still, Tomato on top of the net worth, he knows that he needs to farm up. The rest of the team will need to play 4 versus 5. Keeper of the Light will be allowing Tiny to use his combo earlier than expected. But yeah, looking at the item build, Ana changed things around a little bit, going for Aghanim Scepter as his next item after finishing Blade Mail. So that will give them like another opportunity to jump the back lines, find this Keeper of the Light, and just play the map more aggressive.
Yeah, just keep that ball rolling. They've got that Wraith Pact on the Tide now, as we see. So in these team fights where they've got the big ultis landing onto TSM, the Wraith Pact going to mitigate a lot of the damage, which could turn things around, and then move straight onto Brile now. Easy Haunt forward, connect into this. Well, are we watching a replay? It's a bit of deja vu there,
yeah,
same part of the map.
Like it's same spot, and Ana gets the kill. I mean, Mickey did get the kill, but he is going to go back to farming.
Yeah, back we go. Finish off that Ags.
Also, this build on Night Stalker, he did go for the shard first to be able to sustain himself in the fights a lot more.
He's all right. That's actually going to turn on the Saberlight, curse him up. And Boxy arriving with the Unleashed Dispose. Down goes the Night Stalker. Say goodnight. Nightmare the Zai Tide, but I don't think he's too bothered about that. And one of the biggest things here, honestly, for me, looking at the net worth chart, right? You've got, yes, Terrorblade up at the top. He is your single carry on TSM, but this Tricore of Liquid are farming incredibly well.
Yeah, they're looking really good. We also didn't talk about Wyvern's items. You mentioned the Witchblade that the mid Wyverns do go for, so that's their extra burst damage, like overtime damage as well. It's a super good item. Now having Boots of Travel as well as a second item on Wyvern will allow him to like be even more active on the map. It's always been like that, Gary. You know, playing against the global presence is very difficult.
Yeah, there's so many moving parts you've got to consider. And it's so difficult to play as a TB and farm safely and efficiently at the same time. I think Tomato's done a great job avoiding a lot of these team fights. Of course, his team is setting up that space for him to be that big one-hit carry in this kind of game. He's been hiding away, safe and sound. As Boxy attempts to jump on Bryle, but
Tumbler's
toy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
too good. Looking at the quick buy, seems like everyone wants to get Aghanim Scepter in this game, pretty much. Like even Dubu on Bane wants to get it. Has 600 gold. It's gonna take like another 25-30 minutes until he can get it. Saberlight needs to be a bit more careful. They're thinking about jumping in, and yeah, they're gonna close the gap.
Yeah, they've got the gush there from Zai. Arrives just in time, but under that tier 2 tower, they don't want to dive too far.
Like, yeah, I can't reach him, but at least I can do something. So uses Trusted Shovel, digs up a mango.
I need to press buttons, got to cast my spells. Well, they knew that tier 1 mid lane was definitely going to be under pressure if they continued diving too far. Roshan a potential as well.
They're waiting for Scotty on Tomato, and then he's going to be able to join these fights. Right now, he's been AFK pretty much farming, and it's going to be available in 400 gold.
That's what makes the matchup against Spectre much easier, right? He's delaying the anti-S as Dubu dies up in that top jungle. But TB kind of, maybe not skipping, but delaying the Manta at least for now. Getting that Skadi a little bit earlier allows him to fight and battle back against Team Liquid.
Zai, after finishing his Raid Pact, which is going to reduce a lot of damage coming out from Tiny, Keeper of the Light Blast, like overall, they don't have that hero that's going to come in and kill the Raid Pact other than Night Stalker. And I'm not sure if he wants to be that guy because he doesn't have a BKB. He's the only one with the attack speed that can actually bring it down. Both of the supports are not going to do it. Tiny doesn't have it, and Thoroughblade does not want to waste his hits for it.
Yeah, but Bane wants to be standing there gripping someone. Kothel wants to be illuminating.
I like that Zai is going back to Hood because he understands that most damage is going to be magical, and he also sees Night Stalker not going for the physical damage, instead going for that Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's not really his job to deal with a TB. He's got Kraken Shell, which can help mitigate some of that damage. That's going to be down to the Wyvern.
Yeah, he wants to be that big body in front that they cannot deal with. Just be very annoying. Also, he's not... Oh, Saberlight again. One more time, getting chased.
Yeah, Mika and Anna, again, pairing up to kill off the Night Stalker. Every time they see him on this side of the map, he's being hunted down. And a good indication there is some pings come out of Liquid, and Sanya knows he's got some dewarding to do in that bottom jungle now. Well, it's one of those games, though, that it doesn't feel like either team has a great way to speedily take Roshan down. They want to take a team fight first before they go into the pit, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Terrorblade can do it when Spectre gets Manta style. They do have more damage. Dubu thinking about getting the grip on Spectre, but Ana having a really nice read what's going on.
Yeah, he's so good at that. He's never one of those players that pushes that one extra wave, that one extra creep. He always knows his limits. Superb at towing the line.
So far, perfect game from Ana. 1, 0, and 8. He knows positioning is the key, and also choosing when to fight with Spectre, and so far he's been really on point. Aghanim Scepter is done, so now having a Shadow Step, 40-second cooldown ability, like he wants to be able to join anything that happens on the map, Ana will jump.
Actually, Ana Spectre, right? We've not seen his ability to buy back yet because he's not died. Maybe something that will come out a little bit later on. A good old Spectre buyback haunt.
Turnaround potential from Team Liquid is pretty nuts, especially if we talk about the buybacks, taking the Roshan, Dubu. No backup.
Jumped in there with a Shadow Step. And the rest of Liquid. Ana just stays up top, doesn't even move across to the illusion. And Sanya defending these ward spots with his life, making sure that there's no real way for TSM to gain any traction on the map.
TSM did not get a kill in like 10 minutes, pretty much.
It feels like they're always running back.
But they're still ahead. It feels like they're not going to go with just Scotty timing on Terrorblade. Instead, they're going to wait until BKB is done, because you will disassemble the Dragonlance, and then still, it's going to be a good timing. Like, he just farmed a full BKB in pretty much 2 minutes.
Yeah, we saw the Skadi timing there. I think it was 4 minutes 40 ahead of average. That's, of course, down to kind of skipping out the Manta style for now. Yep. There it is.
That's pretty good timing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And also Aghanim Scepter on Night Stalker. It's coming out in 100 gold, so he will be good to go.
At this point in the game, as Liquid, do you want to be waiting for TSM to make the move, or do you, as Liquid, want to be going and casting your ultis?
They don't have that much tower damage. There's some coming out from the Raid Pact on the heroes when they group up, but yeah, I feel like they feel much more confident if TSM is the one who's initiating on them. And we talked about the item synchronization. Aghanim Scepter on Night Stalker done, BKB on TB done. I want to see them make a move.
Look at that, another one, 4 minutes faster than this patch average. Speedy Tomato.
Look at the difference.
In we go.
3,000 gold more than Spectre.
He's already pre-gripped as well. Dawnbreaker can't even save it. Live and dead. And now Dawnbreaker being slapped around by the Tomato TB. A couple of quick kills there for TSM, and we thought Liquid maybe would be a bit more comfortable waiting for that aggression initiation, but you've got to be together. If you spread out, getting picked one by one.
Ooh, that was so close.
Unexpected.
You got the stun off. Tiny would be able to connect with the team, and now inside the pit they go. 25 seconds without Wyvern. Mika does not have a buyback.
Yeah, team fight victory into Rochelle. That's what TSM were absolutely dreaming about. Liquid will still be ready to go and give it a good shot, though. They'll have a smoke. They'll have all their ultis ready outside of Solar Guardian. So still able to take a 5v fight even into Aegis, which I feel like over the past year has become more and more common. A team understanding this Aegis is going to be used to farm, pressure towers, and being able to fight into it.
I guess
that teams are reading much better.
Felt too worried about Team Liquid going inside the pit, and it's a smoke time. They do have Ravage available. They do have Winter's Curse. Also, Blink Dagger on Wyvern, plus a haste in the bottle, so Mika should be able to position himself well for a really good curse.
There you see Tomato. He's going to send Illusions up high ground. Looks like he's read the situation pretty well. Got to be careful with the trajectory he takes, and he will be able to just skip and dance away from Liquid's initiation. And Boxy unleashes, but there's no targets nearby. So that will come to a close. And a lot of scribbling on the map there. Mid and top lane signaled by TSM to get the shove on. So they know Liquid are all down bottom. This is Liquid MO. They want to be together as 5 for these big wombo combos. So you see one of Liquid, there's going to be a lot there.
Also TSM, they are holding hands together. Right now they're just going together, replenishing the meta on Terrorblade with Chakra Magic. And Ana might be in trouble.
Let's see.
Night Stalker ulti not available for 15 seconds.
Liquid starting to arrive, filter through into this top lane. Glyph will slow things down from TSM's side. They'll still be able to get that tier 1 tower quite easily though. It looks like Liquid not making any rash decisions. They're just very calmly sitting in this dire triangle. They've got vision there, so they're playing around the wards that they've already got up. And they know that Ana can potentially join in a fight that kicks off bottom with a haunt.
He's very close to Manta style, so there's going to be a bit more damage, more confusion. He actually has enough money to buy it. But he has 2 Manta styles queued up. Probably going to go for only 1 on Spectre.
2 Mantas, Ana? That's ridiculous. Can't get away with that. Well, very calm here. Well, this is kind of what we expected. Going into late game, you've got Spectre, you've got these big teamfight ultis. There's no real rush for Liquid to go out and force teamfights or to try and break out of the rhythm that the game's currently in. You are somewhat happy with where the game state is, understanding that TB is going to be the be-all and end-all of the damage from TSM.
Pretty much, because Bryle got shut down. Like, he's in the middle of the pack. Night Stalker has more farm than him.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, a couple of those deaths, and they gave him Aegis. He's trying to look for an opening.
Yeah, the silence onto Zai. Not helping him out there. He can't get the Ravage off until he does now, and they turn it back onto them, but Zai being hounded by this TB, brawls the trade out, and they curse the TB during BKB, but Tomato is going to break out of it and focus into Ana now. Another combo in, and the Brawl Tiny finding Ana Spectre. Liquid being broken.
Saberlight still chasing.
And Saberlight with his silencer getting up, he's just diving backlines, looking for the supports. Mickey trying to stand his ground, but he can't fight back, and a 5-man wipe comes through.
That was beautiful team fight from TSM FTX. I mean, we were expecting a big curse, but it only lands on Terrorblade, who does have a BKB on, and no one is around him. They understand that they need to position themselves further away and not give them like any openings to come back into the game.
And now it's high ground time. All of that
I'll be honest, like, this is not a fight that's gonna like end the game, but it's very close. It's not looking good for Team Liquid. Also, they used
all cooldowns.
Yeah, absolutely. Zai
How many of these AoE silences from the Night Stalker are honestly fight-winning, game-defining? The fact that he stops the Ravage coming out early, he stops the supports from getting spells off. Kraken Shell doesn't help Zai against it.
And also Moon Meander realizing that he needs to be able to replenish Night Stalker, just giving them this silence that, like Tidehunter was not able to get rid of it immediately, then he walked away, but that's a good way to deal with it. And Ana using Manta Style, and then Solar Bind comes in. Like, this is one of the best abilities in the game, and then you get Scotty slow on top of that, and a full Tiny combo.
Yeah, giving Aegis to Brawl was such a smart idea, right? You know that TB is super farmed. He's not really at risk of dying.
Like, they cannot burst him from 100 to 0. There is no way.
So Brawl coming back up with another combo to just keep that fight going and having these long extended team fights so you can withstand the initial team fight ultis out of Liquid.
And now it gets even more difficult. Like we talked about Terrorblade against Spectre matchup, how it was always like TB favored, and now with the addition of Terrorblade, can actually build a Silver Edge. Like, it's a good item because things changed. Oh,
Mickey blinking away from Brawl.
And now you have, sorry Gary, now you have break ability against both Spectre and Tidehunter.
True.
So Spectre's definitely not gonna feel as good. Brawl will pick it up.
In we go. Brawl and Saberlight straight onto the Tide. Zai just disappears. They'll throw the Spectral Dagger down towards them. Boxy on the run. But Saberlight's keeping tabs on this Marcy. They're tossing Tomato forward. Let's see if we can get a Scardy slow in. Rebound's a pretty damn good spell, jumping into the tree line.
He wants the big one.
They're looking for Spectre, and they found her. Ana thought he was safe, hiding in these trees, tries to go to the Horn plate, but he's silenced up. Mandastar's there, it's a tanky Spectre, sure, but Tomato laying it onto the Spec, and down we go. Unstoppable Terrorblade. Perfect game from Tomato.
Saberlight silences have been on point. Like, he's waiting until something happens. Like we talk about, like not allowing Tidehunter to use his abilities, stopping the Starbreakers, and now even on top of the Spectre, he managed to get the ulti off in the end. But they all grouped around the top lane, so he had nowhere to go.
Absolutely worthy of a first phase pick. That Saberlight Night Stalker. And now Liquid. We were talking about how potentially comfortable they're feeling with the game.
Look at that Chad camera. I don't know.
Zoom it in more. He's going to press the button. Zoom it on his face.
He's quite a character.
I mean, if there's anyone who I would call a cheeky devil in Dota 2, it is Saberlight.
Oh, most definitely. And you would call him that.
Yeah, he's a funny lad.
That sounds like something you say.
Well, yeah, I thought Liquid would be reasonably comfortable 20, 25 minutes in, but TSM are just come out incredibly strong around the, you're saying these TB timings, the items he's picked up, and Saberlight again with his silence, stopping the aggression from Liquid. Might still die, he's got the backup of Dubu, silenced and caught.
Not even close.
But they can't kill him.
Using the Hunter in the Night Shard.
They'll try and aim for the Bane instead. Spectre comes in and Dubu falls. But TSM perfectly happy with that to get Saberlight out without a scratch. Oh yeah, Boxy. Attempting to jump Moon Meander, but that's never going to work. Speedy old grandpa on his horse, too fast for you.
This is a big item that's coming out for Insania right now. Having the Aghanim Scepter on Dawnbreaker, 60% miss chance.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be pretty big if they can get it off, but we'll see. Even Moon Meander, like, he's massive. We didn't talk too much about him, but having this Force Staff, having Spirit Vessel, a lot of heals, and also
12,000? Is that 12,000?
And it is.
Bloody hell.
It reminds me of Moon Meander's Mirana. Anything with the moon inside,
moonlight, celestial things,
pretty
right?
much. Like, he plays it really well.
Oh, he's incredibly good. And here we go, smoke time again. They're 16k ahead.
Triple BKB on side of TSM FTX against Tidehunter, against Wyvern. I don't think there's enough damage. Like, Team Liquid will need to have buybacks. We just mentioned that Insania invested all of his gold, which he should, definitely. But Tidehunter, he's very close to Aghanim Scepter, so a lot of that gold is unused. If you talk about, like, 16,000 net worth, and there's a courier flying, trying to get the full Aghanim Scepter on Tide.
Yeah, so if he can
which he doesn't have enough gold for.
It flew over a dire ward, so they know it's going. Liquid... They are coming out of their base. Oh, they're going to start a fight here. Maybe they can jump Saberlight. They get the Blink Ravage onto the backline supports. Blown up Dubu and Moonmeow. That's a good start. Saberlight tries to swing back, but now he's a little afraid with no backup. BKB wearing out, and quick little retreat there, trying to hide in the tree lines. He's actually battling there. The Solar Guardian required to fight back. Brawl arrives, looking to blow up Mickey. Cottle buys back as well. Liquid yet to lose anyone, but Brawl and Tomato still ready to come back in. Night Stalker finally dead after a long-ass time running around that battle, and Tomato.
1 versus 5, pretty much.
He's used his BKB already, so Liquid might have a chance here to break back up the high ground, find the Terrorblade, but he's found himself a spot in the Ancient Camp, and with his illusion, to find the Boxy Marcy. Another buyback comes out, Anna's in as well. With Zai's help, they want Moon Meander, but Will-O-Wisp will slow them down. Brawl dead to Insania at long last. And Moon gonna heal himself on the retreat. Dubu, I don't think he can save his buddy there. Moon dead for a minute and a half. Dubu Tomato on the run now, and Liquid. A sniff of a comeback. Dubu disposed back into Mickey.
And inside Roche Pit they go. It's Aegis plus a shard, so that's gonna be pretty big. Like, I don't know, Gary. They were a bit disconnected on side of TSM FTX. Night Stalker went in, tanked a lot of damage, bought a lot of time, went into the Ancient Camp, used Hunter in the night to be able to get some HP back, but it wasn't enough, so he comes back in one more time. I'm not sure where Tiny was. Was he controlled on the right side?
Yeah, I didn't see. I was just like, all eyes on Saberlight, right? He's the one
Saberlight was tanking all the damage in that fight.
He was like 1v4ing, going wild, then Bryle came in, Tomato came in a little bit later on. But if that had all been synchronized together with that team cohesion we expect from them, it would have been beautiful from TSM, but
yeah,
it's a great showing by Liquid still.
Graph's looking pretty wild.
What's it doing? Going up and down everywhere?
Oh yeah, it's going back up. This is like crypto pretty much in the last couple of days. Ana, look at that. He stole shard from Moon Meander, and he has a Moon Shard right now on Spectre.
Oh wow. Yeah, very nice.
I guess he wants to have like extra vision as well when you play against the Night Stalker, and like having that insane attack speed with Desolate. You can delete people.
Oh, poor Dubu. Yeah, Desolate, Illusions. Gosh, to slow him down. And Liquid, 35 minutes in, is starting to get into Spectre territory. Aegis in hand, of course. You mentioned the Moon Shard. And Tidehunter. Aghanim Shard without increased or improved Anchor Smash. So nice to hit into buildings. And pretty damn good against TB as well.
It's good. I'm not sure if he can allow to get close to the TB immediately.
Oh, find the Dawnbreaker. Is that it? Oh, they get a catch onto the Tide as well. Drag back into the Will-O-Wisp. Zai stuck here. No way of escaping. They do have buyback on the Tide, but Liquid have always got to come back and maintain that middle lane over and over again.
No need to use it right now. I think Team Liquid got what they wanted from the previous fight. It showed that they can still play this game. It looked very one-sided when TSM FTX decided to go inside the base, get the mid barracks, but yeah, second row Sean. Still, this Terrorblade is huge. He's massive. He does have a full Bloodthorn on top of that.
Oh, look at that. Two of them come bottom. They're like, let's have a bit of a poke at Ana. Nah, you can't touch this Spectre right now. I'm going to go with a Shadow Step. Where are we headed? Just giving vision. Scouting out Dubu. No longer giving vision. He's going aggressive, forcing reaction out of Saberlight and very quickly jumping away. And Ana toying with them now. TSM are all grouped up together, though, around that bottom jungle spot. Under Radiant Vision, but yeah, not for long. Dubu's there to clear it out.
Also, very interesting talent choice from Saberlight. I guess he wants to perma-silence people with Chakra Magic, because usually people do go for 20 strength, because it gives you damage. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of just like tankiness. Yeah. And yeah, because -5 seconds brings it down to 10, and 7 is duration during nighttime, and then he gets refreshed. So, Gary, we're talking about perma-silence.
I mean, at this point, it's still good against the Tidehunter, but you've got the Wyvern with BKB now. You're going to have this Blink Dagger and Marcy, so she'll be playing from Fog. We'll see who we can utilize it against with that almost permanent silence. Again, still a 14,000 net worth lead for TSM. Looking like they're still somewhat in control of this game, but Liquid ever present with that threat to fight back. And now they can start playing the more natural Spectre style, right? Anna can play one of these side lanes, push it all the way out. The rest of the team can smoke, and then they connect together with a horn to the Shadow Step.
Especially with this Aegis still up and running for another minute, they would definitely love to take a fight. Let's see, they know. Team Liquid has a pretty good understanding where the enemy is. And Insania inside the base, they only need to smoke with 3 heroes because rest is global.
Invis Tiny got his own Shadow Blade. Probably working on the Silver Edge himself. TSM just sat around down bottom, knowing that Liquid are probably lurking somewhere in the shadows.
In a bottle for Terrorblade. We're getting into level 25 territory as well. Spectre about to hit it after this wave.
5% extra dispersion, so even more damage spilling out to the rest of TSM and their teammates. And looks like, Dubu going to scout that high ground observer ward with his courier. Illusion sent across. Try and clear out that vision, but Mickey, thankfully for Liquid, does kill it off just before the wards will die. It still feels like pressure's coming Liquid's way, but I don't know, in the back of my head, I'm just like, teamfight ultis, high ground advantage, defender's advantage with buybacks as well.
Buybacks are going to be crucial for Team Liquid. How are we standing right now? No one besides Ana has buyback on their side, so everyone investing into items.
We'll see what they do. I mean, right now, TSM very, very casually just sitting here. They don't want to make any rash decisions. They want to play around vision. They want to get the upper hand in these team fights, and they absolutely need to see where this Winter Wyvern is.
Also, Timaro decided to go for Boots of Travel.
Split
level
push
2.
Then?
Split push, and also to be able to TP to hero. So he can be anywhere, kind of play what type of a game Spectre is playing right now to be able to match it.
The pseudo Spectre. And maybe even solo kill threat. And if he spots Ana out on one of these side lanes alone, maybe he could TP back. And with this Silver Edge Bloodthorn offering a lot of damage against her, right?
You can delete anyone with this type of a build. You have break mechanic, and you also have like everyone critting, and also a silence leveler as well on him. A lot of attack speed is going to come out from this TB.
It's huge.
I think you on Liquid, you need to have buybacks to be able to come back into the fight, try to kite this Terrorblade's BKB. You know that people are going to die. Like, he's going to kill at least 2 heroes in a team fight.
Yeah, it's almost as if you kind of want some of your heroes to die first, not use their ultis, and then buy back to have your ultis
potentially
afterwards.
Bait a BKB or a big ulti.
Yeah, it's like Zai can go in, not Ravage, bait BKBs, die, buy back, and it's like, hey, I've got Ravage now, and you've got no BKBs. Might be a plan there for Liquid. There we go on Zai.
He's ready for the 4-staff.
Nice, Insania that's dead. Zai was nearby, getting silenced by Saberlight.
And another one.
A break as well. Oh, they've got the Solar Guardian coming in. The rebound, jumping about. The Winter's Curse on the Terrorblade now. Zai, Cold Embrace will heal him up, still holding Ravage. And now the BKBs are wearing out for TSM. Tomato might be in trouble, but he gets a big Sunder back. They do keep tabs on him though. Tomato half health. Terrorblade making a swift escape off to the side and keeping the damage flowing. Insania blown up. 4 heroes down on the side of Liquid as TSM are just snowballing and steamrolling through Team Liquid.
That was beautiful done. The way they controlled the Tidehunter in that fight, even though he had a 4-staff, another layer of silence coming out, and he could not get the Ravage off. Good decision from Tomato to hold that Sunder for a very long time. And yeah, buybacks are coming in. That's the first one that they got.
Well, before the throne falls, Ana will buy back on that Spectre.
And that's the only one that they got.
No Tide, no Marcy, no Dawnbreaker, so no team fight ultis. What can Ana do? Hit creeps, clear waves, and hope for the best, because look at Bryle coming straight in with Saberlight, tossing the Wyvern back and into the Will-O-Wisp. Down you go, Mickey. Force a buyback out of the Wyvern as well. TSM come in quickly, claim another lane of barracks and a core kill. And looking in great stead now to just push this one to the end, finish off the bottom lane. You've kept this Ana Spectre down under your boot. And Tomato incredibly strong, 40,000 net worth now. He's doubling up on a Spectre, 40 minutes in.
Performance by Tomato, understanding what needs to be done.
1,000 GPM.
Only 1,000?
1,036.
Oh, what did he buy? He just bought something. I believe it's a full moon shard. Yes, it is. And he popped a BKB as well.
And then drops it on the floor.
He's like, yeah, I'm not going to use this BKB. I don't need it.
Well, he's going to bring it back to himself. Eats the moon shard up. He's just testing, making sure the BKB was working. Well, Liquid are all alive again. Very close to having all their cooldowns ready, but a nightmare and silence from Saberlight. They've caught him out again. Tidehunter just can't catch a break as Zai getting controlled so beautifully by TSM and blown up by Brawler. Gets the Ravage off for the last second, still alive somehow, and Ana really pumping it towards the Tiny, but the Shadowblade gives him the safety to slip away from danger. Tomato's TB opening up on the Spectre. They can't kill off Ana, and Saberlight finally does fall. Liquid, good showing here, but Brawl's back in, tossing Mickey into the arms of the Terrorblade. Tomato able to stand his ground up on his cliff top. No one can make their ways up the staircase.
Tomato does have a Sunder. He's thinking about it. He needs a big target. He wants
Ana.
Spectre.
If Ana comes nearby,
Silver Edge.
getting sundered. That's Dubu down. Ana still charging forward. The Sunder from Tomato on an illusion. Zai comes in with the Anchor Smash. Damage reduction. Tomato dying. Ana with a triple kill.
He got baited. He got baited by the illusion.
Sucking them towards these illusions and battering them back.
I'm a little surprised that Tomato decided to buy back because Rest also had a buyback. Yeah, Brawl bought back, but Night Stalker was the first one who died, so he didn't buy back immediately. A little bit of a disconnection there.
And what's that about? They think Roshan could potentially be up, so they really want to secure it. He's 30 seconds away, and we know that. But he could have instant spawned, which is what TSM are probably thinking about.
If they're keeping the track on Ravage, but they still don't know. Like this is the only thing that casters know better than the players. We know when Roshan's gonna respawn.
Yeah, thanks to the timer. We know everything. And there's a DD in bottom as well. Let's see if Tomato can get his hands on that. Still holding the bottle that was gifted to him.
He didn't have BKB because he gave it a test. He wanted to see if it works, and they're gonna blow up Zai.
Yeah, Tide gone. Buyback is available for him this time. I see. We've got one there for Boxy as well.
Problem is only one barracks is left. One melee barracks, so still not playing against the Mega Creeps, but TSM FTX, they want to get it.
Base in trouble.
Like, what are these illusions, Gary? It's like 6 illusions, if I can count.
There are a lot of them.
And that's the power of the Keeper of the Light. Reducing the cooldown, not just on meta, but also Conjure Image, so all the lanes are going to be pushed in. Roshan is up. What do we got? We got Refresher.
So who's that going to be for? Not just for the TB, double BKB, double meta? Oh, here's our replay, watching it back. Ana just comes in, clears them.
Maybe the blinding light from Keeper of the Light there made a difference. Like, maybe he knew what the real target is, and then they got bounced back and he used it on the wrong target.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Tomato definitely getting tricked somehow. We'll just say Ana played the mind games on him. Some Jedi mind tricks.
Dota players would say, you know, it's Keeper of the Light's fault, Gary. You gotta blame someone else. Like, you don't give credit to other players for playing well.
It's just Ana being Obi-Wan, you know? It's like
Nah, he juked. He definitely juked.
These aren't the heroes you're looking for. They've got a lot of work, though. A lot on their plate, Liquid. And with Zai being tossed again back into the silence, they need all the heals in the world to keep him running. Boxy in the thick of things. They're aiming for this TB, and they just ravage and slay him. Now moving on to the Night Stalker. Saberlight caught and slowed. The Arctic Burn doing a hell of a lot from Mickey.
I thought they were going to give Aegis to Terrorblade. I mean, Tiny at this moment...
He bought back.
Yeah, he did buy back. So did Tiny, but I would still give it to Terrorblade. A little worried. 100 seconds, still no Mega Creeps, so they can push out the waves. They're not the best at pushing out the waves. They do have Aghanim Scepter on the Tidehunter plus the Anchor Smash.
Yeah.
Wyvern with the Splinter Blast. That's okay-ish. It's nothing spectacular.
And Wyvern buying a Deso, it looks like. Mickey has absolutely come to the realization that they have very little tower damage. Zai frontlining. They're going to try and move into them here with Bryle and Dubu. Nightmare from the Bane. The Abyssal Blade comes. The Undisc popped. But with Boxy and Ana on his tail, Bane is not long for this world. Dead for a minute with buyback available, while you see Moon Meander just shoving out bottom lane, absolutely where he needs to be.
He's trying his best. And also Bryle, he did kill a creep that
Oh,
Mickey was
congratulations.
TPing too.
Okay.
Yeah, Mickey, he killed one creep.
On a courier now as well. Etherland's in the drain. Bryle, he's been found by Mika though. Has to BKB. Might have to try and TP, but there's that curse, right? They've got the cancel on TP if need be, and now Boxy's arrival with the Solar Guardian from Insania. They can kill him once, and if they can do that, they can kill him twice.
He looks very dead.
Oh, this is going to be him dead for like 100 seconds plus, 125. So you just had the TB dead for 2 minutes. He's about to respawn, and now Tiny's gone for 2 minutes.
So that's like 4 minutes of Liquid doing whatever the hell they want,
yeah.
pretty much.
It might be time to go just bull rush towards this TSM base. I mean, the line is now drawn by Dubu. Bunker down, hold high ground, don't leave these protective tier 3, tier 4 towers.
It's still a very long time, 100 seconds. Ana gonna TP back to base, replenish his mana, and also he does have a Mindbreaker, so he jumps someone, silence into Abyssal Blade, into another bash. It's a lot of control, especially for the backlines.
And TSM still doing a very good job, being pinged out now by Liquid, the Saberlight, and Moon Meander still stuck down there. And they'll have Ana able to clear out the waves and then jump back in.
Oh, instant bash.
Going straight for the bash on Saberlight. Boxy's arrived as well, so another hero dead, but thankfully for TSM, he does have the buyback ready.
Gotta hype it up, you know, it's not an instant bash, it's just the Abyssal Blade, but it sounds cool if it's a first hit bash. There's no way he TP's out there, not with the attack speed. Even if Abyssal is not ready, like, you're gonna land 7-8 hits in that time.
You'll get one eventually. Now, that kill does mean it slows down, delays the push towards high ground from Liquid. But TSM are, you know, hemmed back.
I mean, they do have Spectre with the Night Vision, also Moonshard on top of that, and also Wyvern, so they can see Night Stalker approaching, especially if they, like, pop the ulti on Spectre, so they will know where everyone is, and that's a good way to start a fight.
Still wondering if TSM actually want to move out of their base at all. They are just waiting for, at the very least, Tiny to respawn. They've been sat back here for a good minute by their own tier 3s, and this, like you said, Liquid, given the opportunity to do whatever the hell they want for a good 4 or 5 minutes now, allowing their ultis to come back off cooldown, allowing the Spectre to, you know, try and catch up to the Terrorblade in terms of net worth.
And big item. Zai does have a full refresher. He also does have enough mana. Like, even potentially double Force Staff might save him. Does have a Flicker on top of that, so doesn't need to care too much about the Night Stalker initiation anymore.
He's got a lot of items, right?
He does.
Boots and hood in the backpack. His inventory completely full. And have you seen what Ana's got queued up, by the way, Lacoste?
Is it time? It is time. It's a Divine Rapier territory.
He's got it queued. Just need to save that money up towards that beautiful investment. A weapon of mass destruction there for Spectre.
Timato also realizing where the threat is coming from. We're talking about Wyvern ulti and also being able to lock him down with the Abyssal Blade, so he changed his item build a little bit, putting out Manta style and also buying a full Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah. And of course we talked about that Rapier on Ana. He did finish a BKB as well, which got delivered at the same time as him queuing up the Rapier. Zai going to blink back to his squad. Misses out on the smoke, sadly. Just going to be Mickey and Boxy. And a Radiant Scan does tag on to TSM. Again, always very good at holding on to this high ground vision. Dubu, you know, one of the best at getting wards down and telling his team to play into that vision.
Absolutely. And Moon Meander, also big item. This Ethereal Blade.
Oh, look, yeah.
Oh, there's a cheese. Someone is lactose intolerant. Pretty much everyone from Team Liquid are not picking it up.
Yeah, need some of that lactase. Boxy just jumping out, scouts him, and realizes that's not where he wants to be. Marcy gonna go in with the help of Mickey, just straight up cursing the Night Stalker. Expending that BKB duration, now blinking back in towards the Tide, who's silent stuff, and he's about to die. Oh, he's healed though, Tomato. He's gonna refresh and BKB again, but the Ravages, where are they? He's got 2 of them, and he's holding, waiting for his time to shine, but he dies before the second one could come out. Terrorblade still so incredibly tanky. just standing there and wailing away at Insania. Another toss back. Broyle sends the Spectre into the middle. Tomato with a triple kill clears them up. The Rampage is coming. He's not going to find it though. It's stolen by Dubu as TSM holding their
He's
jungle.
banging it out. Yeah, he got the cheese as well. Saberlight tanking all the damage in that fight, getting E-bladed by Moon Meander, saves him. He comes back into the fight, so that means that they wasted pretty much everything, while Terrorblade sitting on the high ground, doing whatever the hell he wants, and they're also fighting underneath the vision. This whole time, TSM FTX, they did have a ward on the high ground. Yeah. This is going to be mega creeps. Buybacks are coming in.
Yeah, but there's no buyback on the Tidehunter, right? He's 400 gold away from it, so that second Ravage unused. A really sad state there for Liquid as they get on top of Ana. Spectre tossed in, losing a lot of HP. The Cold Embrace is good, but Saberlight, the reinitiation out of this Night Stalker, perfect for diving the back lines, and Ana's just pummeled into the ground, dead for 2 minutes. And TSM looking like they're going to claim game one here.
Still not going to die.
The E-Blade now from Moon Meander, but dragged back in. TSM not going to let the man die. Diving back in towards Mickey. 2 cores gone for over 2 minutes, and game one in this best of 2 going the way of TSM FTX.